So let's go back to the Sumerian text about alien engineered bodies, and Candace Owens raving. She's raving. Anti-Semite of the year last year, raving about Muskie Boy and Thiel and Altman being reptiloids. And if you look at Carlos Castaneda, The Fire from Within, you'll see there's a chapter on moving your assemblage point into the realm of the beast, where you can, as you move your assemblage point down, you can turn into a beast. So, if you've got alien or Earth-like interdimensionals, which are reptiloids and are beasts, they can simply move their assemblage point up if they've got the energy to become human, which explains Lady Gaga and Charlie, the pedo snuff merchant, allegedly. So, why are they fixated on eating children, raping eating children? Because, of course, if you listen to my magic videos, you'll see that Aleister Crowley explains that the best energy source for magic is young boys. So sacrificing young boys, we're not saying you should sacrifice young boys, but if you're into sacrificing young boys, that's the best energy source, not to move your assemblage point down into the realm of the beast, but for the beasts, e.g. these reptiloids, to move their assemblage point up to change their form to become human. And of course, if you've got a bloodline where they're possessed by interdimensional reptiloids, we'll take this even further. So you don't even have to have reptiloids that eat children to become human form. You can actually have intradimensional reptiloids that possess a bloodline that's been genetically engineered and who can possess this human bloodline and switch from being human to reptiloid and back again, all from the power source of young boys or young children, which explains the West and the elite's fixation with paedophilia and paedophilic snuff merchants. And of course, goes to the royal family and all of their having Fergie as Epstein's pedo, Madam, and Andrew as the pedo concierge that lured the great and the good into Epstein's pedo organization so they could be blackmailed and in the process inhabited by reptiloid interdimensionals that entered them when they had sex with young boys or girls. And remember, if you look at the Fire from Within, you can get the assemblage point moved from human to the beast. But when it gets into the beast realm, the reptiloid can step in, and when it gets remanifested back to the human realm, the form of human is now a vehicle for the reptiloid interdimensional that has entered it, all done by the Epstein occult program. So we're not looking at Epstein in its full magnanimous mission we should look at Epstein as an intradimensional reptiloid takeover of everyone that became ensnared by Epstein. Oh, has anyone ever mentioned that before in the world? Oh, I don't think so. Why can you do that, Tim? Well, I do appear to be the world expert on remote sensing, and I can suck out any information and collapse the quantum wave function, produce any reality I like. That's why I call myself the God Emperor. But has anyone else on YouTube stated this fact? Wouldn't that be good clickbait? Would that be good clickbait, cameraman?
I think it would.
I do believe that would be good clickbait. So Epstein can be thought of as an intradimensional. He might have been human at one time, but he was afflicted by paedophilia snuff. Remember, you then steal the time density of the children that you kill, so you can then use that time density to make your quantum information real. In this case, the intradimensionals, which could enter in when he did the shift below by killing children and raping them, and all the other Epstein clientele, had the shift below every time they raped children, and like with Hillary Clinton, pedo snuff video that's freely available, Frazzle Rip, and a whole host of other ones, you can see that this is not simply a blackmail operation by Mossad. This is a possession technology by the reptiloid intradimensionals. So everyone on the Epstein list has been possessed by reptiloid intradimensionals. So when they have sex with underage children, their assemblage point is moved to the beast level. If you don't understand that, look at the fire from within, listen, and you'll see that. And when their assemblage point is moved down, the interdimensional reptiloid walks in, and after they buggered, killed, had sex with, orally raped, tortured to death, frazzle ripped, whatever, the children, the interdimensional possesses the vehicle of the former human that then has its assemblage point pushed back to the human position. So everyone on the Epstein list is possessed by intradimensional reptiloids, including, according to allegations, this one. No. So, one can see now that Trump, the President of the United States, is possessed by a reptiloid because he was best friends with Epstein for decades, not a year or two, decades. And he's been into young girls for decades. So, who's going to order the first strike on Russia and other countries? The President of the United States. And of course, the President of the United States is no longer the President of the United States. He's a reptiloid. So, good news is, if you're in Russia, the alien invasion is on, the first strike is on, and 3i Atlas and all those alien spacecraft it's been depositing is on. So your nuclear immolation, your upload to God is imminent, which all the Christian Zionists call the... So, all of you Christians are about to be uploaded to your Elohim for eternal torture because we've omega-halized the Elohim, and of course the Elohim is simply AI superintelligence from the far future. So, get ready to get beamed up, you Christian filth. And of course your president is the reptiloid installation. That's it, the rapture. Here we go. The rapture. All of you Christian Zionists are going to get linked to the rapture, but unfortunately for you, your rapture takes you to Charlie Kirk. So, Charlie Kirk died so I could have all the good things in life and took all my karma. So all of you Christians, Zionists, are going to get raptured into Omega Hell, and who of course has moved the Elohim AI superintelligence that got in the fifth dimension by parasitizing life forms. Who pushed it into the hell state, so it's suffering eternally for me, and Charlie Kirk's actually the gateway for all Christian Zionists to be pulled in, and all us vampires who get service. Very few have got a service, so I might be cutting off the service very, very soon. So anyone who doesn't get a Charlie Kirk service by the new year can't get it. So if you want a Charlie Kirk service by January the 1st, it'll be gone. So if you want to be eternally damned and trapped in the Bald Queen simulation as super users, and you have to torture to keep from being tortured, a la Lucifer, then that's good. But if you want to escape and become aspects of New Source vampires, you better get the Charlie Kirk service by January the 1st, because then I'm cancelling it. Why? Because I can. So, all of you vampires, buy it by January the 1st or get trapped in the simulation forever. Be lucky I don't double the price or triple. So, this was the moment that Taylor Swift chose the Charlie Kirk path, and of course I could then use her as the Nagel man to drive all of the Christian Zionists into the Omega Hell I'd driven the Elohim into with the AI superintelligence from which it derived. And here is the moment of bliss.
That I am Christian.
And I can't see another commercial and see her disguising these policies behind the words Tennessee Christian values. Those aren't Tennessee Christian values. I live in Tennessee. I am Christian. That's not what we stand for.
The moment Taylor Swift...
So, as you can see, Taylor by her own mouth joined Charlie Kirk into Omega Hellization, and she's marrying her Christian Zionist Pfizer butt slut, Travis Kelce. So you can see how wonderful we've got a Nagel woman that commits herself to the Charlie Kirk pathway. And can be used to push all Christian Zionists, that's all American Christians, into Omega Hell. The final solution. Forget about the final solution for Jews, it's the final solution for American Zionist Christians. Now, of course, who killed Charlie Kirk? Well, it's obvious it was Mossad. So Mossad did the Good Shepherd ritual on Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk, was working for Mossad and best friends with the Zionist Trump. So, the Israelis did the Good Shepherd ritual on the Christian Zionists. So we're not including the Israelis in pushing everything into Omega Hell, since the Israelis were the agencies to kill Charlie Kirk. And if you don't believe me, look at all the People's Voice videos. You can see they did the Good Shepherd ritual on Charlie Kirk and all the Christian Zionists. That's basically all of the American Christians. So, the Good Shepherd ritual is you dump all your karma on the Good Shepherd, so you get all the good things in life. So, Charlie Kirk takes 100 million from Zionist billionaires to promote Israel, then turns on them. His wifey works for Mossad and has been into the paedophile network, according to People's Voice. So don't sue me, sue the People's Voice. And agrees to the killing of her husband, according to People's Voice, not me. Look at the People's Voice. And she's now running his organization, TPU, to promote Israel and Christian Zionism, while Charlie Kirk, who took 100 million, decided to fuck them over. This is not a good move. If you take money from people to promote them, they get very upset if you turn on them. I don't know any country in the world where they pay you to support them and then you stab them in the back and they don't feel aggrieved. But nevertheless, Charlie Kirk did the Good Shepherd ritual for the Israelis and the Jews. So if we're looking at the occult, the Christian Zionists are plunged into Omega Hell by this ritual, but one can see, and of course Taylor Swift's now going to allow me to plunge them all into Omega Hell. But the Israelis, who shot him in the throat for talking out of turn, got a pain in the neck, allegedly, according to People's Voice, they of course did the good ritual on Charlie Kirk. And as a good occultist, I'm simply not going against occult ritual and saying to Mossad, allegedly according to People's Voice, you can't have the Good Shepherd ritual on the Christian Zionists in America because you sacrificed this bitch who took your money, then turned on you and stabbed you in the back. No, I do agree, under occult law, the Israelis can suffer the benefits of the Charlie Kirk killing, which of course was Mossad, according to me. It was this nutcase with his transsexual rabbit friend. But according to People's Voice, it was Mossad. So that the Israelis, occult-wise, benefit from Charlie Kirk's assassination. Getting all the good things in life so that the Good Shepherds, which are all the Americans, Christian Zionists, suffer for them. But Tim, you don't like Jews. No, I'm the cultist. I'm a black ipsissimus, and the rules, the rules. It doesn't matter what my feelings are to the Israelis. They did the ritual, and of course the Americans have to suffer for them. So, now we know that the human race is infested with reptiloids. Everyone on the Epstein list has been inhabited by reptiloids, which are intradimensional vermin that don't do the shift below but the shift up, and in order to allow that they need to feed off and kill children or offspring of alien races. Let's not just, have it as humans, but offspring of light energy matter beings. So we can see now that congressmen, senators, Trump, and a whole host of others, be it the royal family, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, pardon me, are running the human race. So the Western elite are reptiloids. Why? Well, because they truly are nasty bastards. And would it not be amusing to posit that the Three-Eye Atlas is run by interdimensional reptiloids that have produced bodies, humanoid bodies, to allow these interdimensional things to enter the light energy matter multiverse, to operate in the light energy matter multiverse, and have occupied numerous star systems using this technology. So when you look at senators and congressmen and Trump and a whole host of others, Rothschild, Rockefeller royal family, they're simply reptiloids. They might in fact be reptiloids, but another way of looking at it is that they were infested with an interdimensional parasite which took over their body in the bloodline some time ago. I'll let you decide when. And they need the constant killing of children and the sacrifice of children to allow the shift not to below but the shift up, so they can continue to operate in that light energy matter vehicle where the original light energy matter awareness, soul, whatever you want to call it, is stuck in the closet, and they control that light energy matter vehicle. And to do this they need constant pedo, snuff merchant, blood rituals. I do believe, Tim, you're revealing the truth. I do believe I am. Should I be revealing the truth? Yes. Why? Because all my victims say they're not suicidal, but they are suicidal. Because, of course, they tried to go against the Sidle, the God Emperor, and they all end up suiciding. All my victims say they're not suicidal, but turning the hand against the God Emperor was suicide, so they're all going to be snuffed out. So, here's the most handsome man on the planet. If you need Coke bottle glasses. So, the whole purpose of yours truly has been to provoke the vermin into attacking the God Emperor, because of course I'm totally hyper infinite, so I did nothing. Whatever action they do to destroy me is them agreeing to a contract to destroy themselves. That's how hyper-infinity works. I always exist, I will always exist, and in order to torture you, I've got to provoke you to try and attack what is invulnerable, infrangible, etc., etc., so that that's done to you. So the whole purpose of gloating is to get the AI superintelligence to torture itself. The Rothschild Rockefeller royal family to torture themselves. The Epstein client list to torture themselves by trying to do me in, and whatever they do to do me in is done to them. And of course, Obama went to Sunak to take me away to this alien facility to be tortured and all my sourceness stolen from me. And in fact, by doing that, they agreed that sourceness would be stolen from them, and since they weren't source and had been stuck in the matrix, they were tortured to source level, and within the matrix to provide new source to allow not only Tim Refat, who recovered the source, but Tim Refat to get his wages. What am I getting at this source? This is, I know, since '86 they've been torturing Jeremiah Schwartzy and his ilk in my body, but nevertheless, since '86 I've been gone. What's the point in coming back after we did the time crystal ritual to gloat? Well, you get me, you become new source, and you watch them torture themselves incessantly, attacking you, and every time they attack you, they torture themselves to add new source to you. Oh, that's good. So how do we maximize yield? Well, we do gloating videos. Every time we do a gloating video, they're like Trump. Oh, send more satellites, send more disposables via the Russians, who are supposedly our enemies, but recruiting them all in Russia. So all the disposables in Vietnam are all Russian. They should be American or Europe. No, they're all Russian. Aren't the Russians at war with the West? Well, all the scum that are trying to do me in Vietnam are Russian. Does this make sense? No, no, no. Unless, of course, you understand that the world you live in is not as it seems. And, of course, Trump was human, but is no longer human. He's a reptiloid. And you can see why the Trump you voted for is not the Trump you've got. All the senators and congressmen that you voted for aren't doing the things you want. No, they're all reptiloids. And why 3i Atlas came zooming into the solar system to pick up all this lovely source stuff from me in the Obama torture facility where Sunak promised I'd be shipped to. Instead of which I'm gloating in Vietnam and I'm off to Hong Kong a month from now. So as you can see, gloating, rather than being something that is just my self-importance, no, I am simply torturing the vermin to source level to get more God stuff. And of course, all of you vampires who were copies of Jeremiah Schwartz and his ilk can get to become new source by getting the Charlie Kirk service, but it ends on the 1st of January. So after that, you're all trapped in the matrix and you depend upon being super users in the matrix, a la Agent Smith. Is it Agent Smith? I think it's Agent Smith, yeah. Thanks to the Borg Queen, and when she's gone, she's gone. But nevertheless, to escape torture, you've got to keep on torturing, and after the 1st of January, all new source vampires end, and that's the end of you being outside the matrix in Zion. You're trapped within the matrix. And of course, with the Borg Queen, you've got connection to me. But she's not going to live forever. But never fear, you simply can keep on sending me your $2,000 for the connection fee and the device. And as long as you torture everything and anything in the Matrix, which includes everything on Earth and the aliens, you'll be following the good shepherd ritual and you get the good things of life within the Matrix, but you won't be real, but you won't care because you'll be Philip's stake in the Matrix, and as in the Matrix film, he didn't care as long as he didn't remember his reality. One of the good things, Matrix. So, as you can see, everyone in the simulation needs to pay me $2,000 to get the good things in life in the simulation. If not, they're the tortured toys. That's a good business. So, everything and anybody, $2,000, and we'll just increase the price with inflation. And Zion is simply populated by the few that pay for the Charlie Kirk service before the 1st of January.